London Olympics. But the 2019 FIFA Club World Cup final is underway with Liverpool all in red from right to left against Flamengo all in white with the red and black bands across their chest. It's Roberto Firmino, his header falls to Gerson, who couldn't keep the ball in play. It's a wonderful stadium, Stephen, and both sides are pretty much at full strength. And I think there's an awful lot to look forward to here as Willian Arao clears for Flamengo.
Yeah, interesting to look at Liverpool.
Puts it over the top of the bar. Liverpool.
What he's all about. Just get his knee over the ball there and that opportunity.
Roberto Firmino laying it square into the path of Naby Keita. Alexander-Arnold has made a forward run. Here's Mohamed Salah for Liverpool. Salah rebounding back to him as he attempted a little back heel, then gives the ball away. Not at all what he intended. Everton Ribeiro forward. Anaschieta has sent a wayward ball only into the direction of Virgil van Dijk. This is Flamengo's last match of a stellar season. Their season runs from January to December, along with the calendar year. Liverpool, of course, have lots of domestic chores coming ahead of them. I just wonder, Stephen, where that might be a factor. You know, Flamengo have no need to hold anything back at all here. This is it, and then they can get over it in their break before the season starts again.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on them emotionally.
What a ball by Henderson. Mohamed
that we talked about with Naby Keita, just firing over the bar again, just not as composed as you'd like to see in that situation.
Diego Alves then, the goalkeeper for Flamengo, clears long away downfield, and it's flicked on by Everton Ribeiro. Gerson wins it back and finds Rodrigo Caio, back into Gerson, goes down, there is no foul. Liverpool will play on with Alexander-Arnold here. Alexander-Arnold with a driving shot! Well, he can hit them all right, normally from a dead ball, Alexander-Arnold, but that wasn't far away.
And that's what he brings to the team, the driving runs. He made a run around Mohamed Salah earlier on, and it just scares defenders. It makes them back off because it gives them options to find Mohamed Salah wide. And you can see Liverpool, they're attacking straight away. They're showing their intent of what they're trying to, or how they're trying to hurt this Flamengo team.
We watched both semi-finals, Stephen, and both Liverpool and Flamengo were really very lethargic in the first 45 minutes of their semi-finals. Their opposition had had to play a quarter-final. They'd been here a week longer. That probably had something to do with it. But Liverpool are anything but lethargic in the opening 6 minutes of the final. 3 opportunities. Oxlade-Chamberlain's little chest off to Sadio Mane, missed its mark. Henderson wins it back for Liverpool. Rafinha, the former Bayern Munich defender, finds Willian Arao. This is Rodrigo Caio. Gerson. Flamengo have hardly had a chance to thread any passes together yet, such has been the pressure they've been under. But now they might just get a feel for the football and a feel for the game. Rafinha, one of only 10 players to have won the Champions League and the Copa Libertadores. Now this is worth chasing. Bruno Henrique is in the middle, Gabriel Barbosa on the ball. Gabriel Barbosa's cross, Joe Gomez with the Liverpool clearance, Gerson's header. Willian Arao. Bruno Henrique here. Felipe Luis. The tousle head, Willian Arao finds Gerson. Rafinha. And Felipe Luis, both 34, the Flamengo fullbacks. Felipe Luis left side, Rafinha right. I would suggest that neither would want to get involved in a foot race with Salah or Mane. Everton Ribeiro is coming back from an offside position. Joe Gomez into Naby Keita. They're estimating that there are around 15,000 Flamengo supporters in Doha for this game. I would say that from the evidence of what we've seen walking around the town, Stephen, it's probably about a 3-to-1 advantage in terms of supporters in the Brazilian club's favour. Yeah, I mean, you look at the colours that they wear, they're so to show the allegiance to the club, the merchandise they wear. Nice little touch from Naby Keita, stretching to clear Pablo Mari for Flamengo. He has faced Liverpool once before, Jorge Jesus, that was as coach of Benfica. Finished up on the losing side over 2 legs in a Europa League match some years ago. Henderson into Firmino. Firmino with Rodrigo Caio, who won it well. Rafinha wins the throw. That's great pressing from Jordan Henderson in that centre midfield. Roberto Firmino just couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet in the penalty area on that opportunity, but the pressure from Henderson, Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain far too great for the Flamengo midfield so far, and they're just able to pinch the ball and get at this Flamengo defence. Willian Arao is down here, Sadio Mane caught him. The referee from Qatar is just having a word with Sadio Mane and telling him to cool it. Flamengo lost their last league game of the season 4-0 at Santos, but they had already won their league title by a distance as they went into that game, and that finished a 29-match unbeaten run. Liverpool's unbeaten run, I suppose, technically speaking, ended with the defeated Aston Villa. Well, I mean, indeed it with the defeated Aston Villa, but there'll always be a kind of asterisk against that result, given that Liverpool's first team was here. It's going to be a free kick to the side from Rio de Janeiro, play their home matches in the Maracanã. South America's richest, best supported and arguably biggest club. Pablo Mari. cut out by Alexander-Arnold. Forward from Keita to Salah. That's the link-up Jurgen Klopp is looking for between those two. Didn't quite work there. Van Dijk. Henderson. That's a nice-looking ball from Joe Gomez into Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Gabriel Barbosa back defending. Oxlade-Chamberlain trying to wriggle through. Rodrigo Caio with a good challenge on the edge of his own penalty area. Everton Ribeiro, the captain, finding Georgian de Arrascaeta.
They're just having a few problems down this left-hand side, the right-hand side of Flamengo. Everton just wanders inside. He doesn't give any help to Rafinha, and they're finding they can outnumber him 3v1, 2v1s. Oxlade-Chamberlain taking up some lovely positions out on that side.
Rafinha, by the way, you may have noticed, is wearing a black skull cap, which is a result of a head injury he sustained in the final of the Copa. Jurgen Klopp's puzzle too. A little bit of room. Andrew Robertson. Driven ball from Oxlade-Chamberlain, looking for the terrific run of Alexander-Arnold. I think he just failed to keep that in play, but a wonderful diagonal ball and a great run.
Oh, it's a lovely ball. Again.
And the referee from Qatar has marry at the back for Flamengo. To work it wide to De Arrascaeta. Everton Ribeiro now for Flamengo. Felipe Luis. They've got themselves a foothold in the game, Flamengo, after a difficult first 5 or 6 minutes for them, in which Liverpool created 3 presentable opportunities. Robertson. Firmino, the referee got in his way, actually. Liverpool have been awarded a free kick, which I think might be a little harsh on Flamengo, but the referee impeded Liverpool as much as anybody.
I think the referee knew he'd got in the way, and he stopped that ball out to the right-hand side. He was generous to Liverpool there. I just feel that Flamengo, for all the passing round the back, they're not really hurting Liverpool. They're finding it difficult when they get the ball to the front 3 to really create anything.
They didn't look the better side for long stretches of the Copa Libertadores, did they, Steve, this game which you did?
Yeah, they were very lethargic in them games, or in that game. They were lethargic in the semi-final as well. I remember watching, thinking they look like they've had 70 games in the season. They look tired in the legs. We spoke about the fullbacks, who are both 34, Luis and Rafinha. They weren't going forward.
Rodrigo Caio covering here, aware of Mohamed Salah's positioning. Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool, and now Robertson. If you include the Rio State Cup, the Rio State Championship, the Brazilian Cup, the Copa Libertadores and the Brazilian League, as well as this FIFA Club World Cup, this is Flamengo's 84th game of their season, and their last. Liverpool in 2019 have played 57, which shows you the difference in the demands. Not that every player has played every game, but several of them have played 60-odd. So I don't think Jurgen Klopp's going to get much sympathy when he talks about fixture congestion. Oxlade-Chamberlain lost that rather cheaply. Rafinha. Joe Gomez covering here for Liverpool. A nice little layoff. Bruno Henrique here. Everton Ribeiro in the middle. Pulled back between them, but Felipe Luis arriving. De Arrascaeta. First real bit of threat to Liverpool's goal here. Red shirts have repositioned themselves. Rodrigo Caio. Rafinha. Rafinha was knocked over. Flamengo have the free kick. Barely touched him, Steve, did he, really?
I think he just loses his feet, his footing, but this is the opportunity from Henrique. It's a great 1-2. He's looking for bodies in the box, and you can see Liverpool just outnumbering them, but for a full-back and a defender, that 1-2 is such a difficult skill to defend against.
Gabriel Barbosa running into Joe Gomez, and Liverpool will have a free kick now for the foul on Salah. He gave Alexander Arnold the option of taking it quickly, actually, Mohamed Salah, with a darting run. Firmino, taken up by Gerson. Referee wants a word. He's the man playing his 75th game of 2019. Was on loan at Fiorentina from Roma from January through to May. No sooner did the Serie A season finish than he joined Flamengo, just as their season was really beginning to get up ahead of steam. He had no break whatsoever. Pablo Mari for Flamengo. Joe Gomez.
I think we have to give credit to Jorge Jesus for the tactical change that he's made.
Well, cut out by Willian Arau. This might be dangerous. Bruno Henrique here. Oh, he's beautifully away from Alexander-Arnold. Van Dijk does what Van Dijk does. Dangerous, though.
He is dangerous. He's very dangerous in them situations. He's furious as well that there wasn't enough movement in the box.
That ball has not gone out of play. Well, the flag has gone up. Liverpool were expecting a throw-in. Bruno Henrique picked up the ball, carried on playing. Flag went up from the referee's assistant down on this near side Talib Mari, but that was for offside, not because the ball had gone out for a throw-in. Rodrigo Caio for Flamengo.
Just all the respect that Sadio Mane gets from the Flamengo players there. They don't want to leave Rafinha 1v1 against Mane. He'll feel that he can beat Rafinha every single time with the pace and the power that he has. Such a difficult player to play against. That looks like a great battle on the far side between Trent Alexander-Arnold and Henrique. We know the qualities of Trent Alexander-Arnold going forward, but Henrique will push him back the other way. He's shown then, taking him into the box, he's comfortable going either way. It's going to be a tough battle for Trent Alexander-Arnold.
He's scored 35 goals this season, Bruno Henrique, which for a wide player is pretty sensational. Diego Alves, Rafinha. Willian Arau back into Rodrigo Caio. Now Pablo Mari had 3 seasons at Manchester City without ever troubling the first team sheet. It spells out on loan at Breda in the Netherlands and Deportivo La Coruña.
It's all just a little bit slow from Flamengo at the moment. Just slowly round the back, and Liverpool's shape's good. They're just shuffling from side to side. They can't find that pass through the lines to really hurt Liverpool.
Rodrigo Caio, Rafinha, Everton Ribeiro, Rafinha. That's a little short, but Gerson was there. Pablo Mari. Bruno Henrique here in behind Alexander-Arnold. He is a real threat. It's a corner.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, same as the Flamengo defenders, just gets caught under the ball and he's looking across, wanting help from his teammate Joe Gomez, and Gomez with that blistering pace gets across, and it's a fantastic block. Gomez.
Corner kick Flamengo. Georgian de Arrascaeta will take. Felipe Luis back to the Uruguayan. Gerson. Keita was napping. Felipe Luis onto it. Felipe Luis with a cross too high. Gabriel Barbosa. All the Brazilian threat is coming down that left-hand side from Bruno Henrique. Here's Firmino, nicely found by Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Just too much on the pass for Sadio Mane. And seen home by Pablo Mari. back at the moment, and Alexander-Arnold at left back.
el equipo brasileño para esos tres mediocampistas. Para el jugador 27.
Balón para Flamengo.
¿Ha enojado Dios, señor Laguna? ¿Por qué pateó la pelota? Sí.
Y ahora Keita. Hay mucho espacio en la media. Y a ver si la aprovecha el Liverpool. Sigue Naby Keita. Hacia el frente. Para Sadio Mané.
Oiga, Keita.
Hay tremenda barrida.
Señor Trujillo, dígale de la visión periférica, ¿no? No vio del lado derecho a...
Casi alcanza de Arrascaeta. Oxlade Chamberlain con el esférico. Pegado a la línea de cal. Hacia atrás Alexander Arnold. Bajaron a Diox. El árbitro dice juegue. Dan ley de la ventaja. Defensivo por parte de Pablo Marí. Henderson. Alexander Arnold, servicio, corte ahora.
Back in the penalty area, which they didn't have in the semi-final against Monterrey.
Last 5 minutes of the half. Liverpool free kick. It's been a while since they really troubled Diego Alves in the Flamengo goal. It's Robertson's delivery, aimed towards Van Dijk, headed out by Felipe Luis as they're coming together inside the penalty area. Jordan Henderson is adjudged to have caused it, and Flamengo have a free kick.
It's actually the other way, isn't it, Steve?
Totally the other way. Pablo Mari has him round the neck.
And you just wonder where VAR is in that situation. That's where it's meant to be at its best.
Here it is, look.
The arm on the shoulder, pulling Jordan Henderson back. But again, it's clever play from the Flamengo defender. The dark arts of the game, hit the deck, make it difficult.
Free kick to the Brazilians. Diego Alves being told to get on with it by the referee from Qatar. Flag is up for offside. Liverpool will have a free kick. Jorge Jesus is 65 years old now, has coached Benfica and Sporting. That's a good ball for Mohamed Salah, just too long. Didn't escape his left toe by much.
Such a difficult ball for defenders to defend against. That run from out to in, across the full-back, then across the centre-back. Needs the communication across the back line to be a little bit deeper. But when you stay that deep, it leaves the gaps in midfield for Van Dijk to thread the ball through, so very difficult skill to defend that.
Alisson for Liverpool.
That's a foul the other way to start.
Since then, they've played themselves back into the game, and Liverpool look like they've run out of some idea. So I think they've got to raise the tempo a little bit, make sure they stay solid at the back, and maybe have a shot every now and then from distance to make Flamengo have to come out and press them a little bit more.
The early stage looked very promising for Liverpool, but they did miss two glaring opportunities, Danny.
They were good chances. I mean, there was an obvious high line from Flamengo early on in the game. And Liverpool, that's the playing into their hands with the pace that they've got running in behind and the ability that Trent's got to play balls like that, of course. He just gets a little tug on the shoulder there as he's making the finish, but he should score, Firmino. The only thing I can say on his behalf, it was so early in the game. Salah, again, you see, he wants it in behind. It's a super pass. I think it's Jordan this time. And he gets in. Defending's not bad, actually. He recovers well. But when it comes to cut, he's got it, the target there. Again, he's leaning back. They're the type of finishes you do day in, day out. Get your body over it, get your knee over it and try and keep it along the ground. But after that was it, really, for Liverpool, after that chance.
Yeah, Flamengo came back into it. We highlighted him before the game, Bruno Henrique, didn't we, as probably the major threat, and so it seems to be.
Yeah, he started well, and he looks lively, and I think he feels like he's got the beating of Trent at the moment. Flamengo seem to have got wise to it as well and seem to look for him at every opportunity. And obviously you see him here, he's got a lot of room to get going at Trent, and Trent gets a bit flat-footed and he goes past him too easy. And again, I think we're on the centre-half set to help him out. And this one, you see that there's too much time on the ball, and you can see he wants to make that pass a long time before he does. And I think that's when Trent needs to start dropping off, and obviously Gomez bails him out, luckily.
He's a bit isolated at the moment, Trent. Normally, with Jordan playing on the right of the three and Fabinho in the holding role, he helps him out a bit more. Yeah. And with someone with the pace it's hard to deal with one-on-one for him.
He needs a little bit of help there, doesn't he? Because obviously
it's Keita needs to get back in a little.
The defensive side of his game is not his strongest point.
No, it's not. We obviously know how good he is going forward, but now he realises how quick he is. He needs to learn quickly that he needs to drop off and give him a bit of time, and obviously, like you say, remind one of the midfielders to get a bit closer when that ball starts travelling in the air. Yeah. And as soon as they can sort of slow the guy down, and the longer he stays on the ball, you've got more chance for the midfielders to travel across and whatever. So he doesn't need to even try and make the tackle. Just slow him down a little bit, wait for your teammates to get across, and then you can try and make some tackles.
What are the difficulties about playing a South American side compared with playing Premier League sides week in, week out, Danny?
Well, I think they're more careful. Technically, they're very good with the ball, and they keep hold of the ball longer, so you're running around and you have to get back more quickly. But I think the conditions as well, the humidity and the heat over there.
It shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it's December over there, isn't it?
But it's still different than over here, isn't it? In terms of...
At this time of year,
if you look at the colour of the shirts, they are sweating. Yeah, it's going to be interesting second half with the fitness levels of both sides, because obviously they've played a lot of games for Flamengo.
That's very true. Well, let's bring in South American football expert Tim Vickery, who is watching from Brazil. Tim, how are the fans feeling there about their first half performance, do you think?
Well, I think as advertised, it's been the best final that we've had in this competition since the current format was introduced in 2005. And if I just shut up for a minute, that noise you can probably hear in the background, that's millions of fingernails being chewed. Very, very tense, very quiet here at the moment. If Flamengo are winning, it's fireworks going off all over the place. But I think a sense of quiet satisfaction, the fear of the first 5 minutes that they're going to get steamrolled. They've come into the game very, very well. I take your point that Danny just made about the number of games that Flamengo have played this year. But, you know, recently they've played some very good second halves, not so good first halves, some very good second halves. And this game is the end of their year. They're on holiday after this game. They don't have to worry about matches on Thursday night against some team from the Midlands, less, something like that. Sorry, Gary, I can't quite remember the name of that team. But at the moment, I think very, very happy. They'll be very, very happy with the way that this first half has gone. They haven't been blown away. They are right bang in the game.
Yeah, it's Leicester, Tim, and they're 2-1 down at the moment against Manchester City. Thanks for reminding me of that. What is the expectancy like amongst the Brazilian supporters of Flamengo? Are they underdogs in their own minds there or not?
Yeah, they are, but they're full of swagger as well, and they're so up for this. So, and this is the biggest thing in their history. They beat Liverpool in 1981. They've been singing about it ever since, and this would just cap an absolutely magical year for Flamengo and their fans. And when it turned midnight here, and I was on the air, I was on Radio 5 at the time, and just looking at social media, it went absolutely berserk. You know, when we got in 1 minute past midnight, today's the day, the 21st of December 2019. So they are really up for this game. It is the game of their lives. They're going to leave everything out there on the field. And Jorge Jesus, in Europe. And one of the reasons for that is we've never had a good final. The finals have either been the European side just rolling them over, or the South Americans playing very much on the back foot, hanging off their own crossbar like a collection of bats and managing to win with one breakout. This year's game is different. It's a great spectacle for the neutrals, and maybe we'll get better World Club Cups in the future. Maybe if Flamengo can be